students are expected to have acquired a reasonable degree of language proficiency in English language by the time they come to Class SHE, and the course aims, essentially, at promoting the higher-order language skills. For a large number of students, the higher secondary stage will be a preparation for the university, where a fairly high degree of proficiency in English may be required. Additionally, for another large group, the higher secondary stage may be a preparation for entry into the professional domain. The core course caters to both groups by promoting the language skills required for academic study as well as the language skills required for the workplace. Competencies to be focused on. The general objectives at this stage are to Field Circle listen and comprehend live as well as recorded oral presentations on a variety of topics. Field Circle develop greater confidence and proficiency in the use of language skills necessary for social and academic purpose to participate in group discussions and interviews. By making short oral presentation on given topics, Field Circle perceive the overall meaning and organization of the text, i.e., correlation of the vital portions of the text. Field Circle identify the central, main point and supporting details, etc., to build communicative competence in various lexicons of English. Field Circle promote advanced language skills with an aim to develop the skills of reasoning, drawing inferences, etc. Through meaningful activities, Field Circle translate texts from mother tongues into English and vice versa. Field Circle develop ability and acquire knowledge required in order to engage in independent reflection and inquiry. Field Circle read and comprehend extended texts prescribed and non-prescribed in the following genres: science fiction, drama, poetry, biography, autobiography, travel and sports literature, etc. Field Circle text-based writing, i.e., writing in response to questions or tasks based on prescribed or unseen texts. Understand and respond to lectures, speeches, etc. Field Circle write expository, argumentative essays, explaining or developing a topic, arguing a case, etc. Write formal, informal letters and applications for different purposes. Field Circle make use of contextual clues to infer meanings of unfamiliar vocabulary. Field Circle select, compile and collate information for an oral presentation. Field Circle produce unified paragraphs with adequate details and support. Field Circle use grammatical structures accurately and appropriately. Field Circle write items related to the workplace, minutes, memoranda, notices, summaries, reports, etc. Field Circle filling up of forms, preparing CV, email messages, making notes from reference materials, recorded talks, etc. The core course should draw upon the language items suggested for Class XX and delve deeper into their usage and functions. Particular attention may, however, be given to the following areas of grammar: the use of passive forms in scientific and innovative writings. Convert one kind of sentence, clause into a different kind of structure as well as other items to exemplify stylistic variations in different discourses. Modal auxiliaries uses based on semantic considerations. A. Specific objectives of reading: students are expected to develop the following study skills: skim for main ideas and scan for details. Refer to dictionaries, encyclopedia, thesaurus and academic reference material in any format. Select and extract relevant information. Using reading skills of skimming and scanning, understand the writer's purpose and tone. Comprehend the difference between the literal and the figurative. Differentiate between claims and realities, facts and opinions. Form business opinions on the basis of latest trends available. Comprehend technical language as required in computer-related fields. Arrive at personal conclusion and logically comment on a given text. Specifically, develop the ability to be original and creative in interpreting opinion. Develop the ability to be logically persuasive in defending one's opinion and making notes based on a text. Develop literary skills as enumerated below. Respond to literary texts. Appreciate and analyze special features of languages that differentiate literary texts from non-literary ones. Explore and evaluate features of character, plot, setting, etc. Understand and appreciate the oral, mobile and visual elements of drama. Identify the elements of style such as humor, pathos, satire and irony, etc. Make notes from various resources for the purpose of developing the extracted ideas into sustained pieces of writing. B. Listening and speaking. Speaking needs a very strong emphasis and is an important objective leading to professional competence. Hence, testing of oral skills must be made an important component of the overall testing pattern. To this end, speaking and listening skills are overtly built into the material to guide the teachers in actualization of the skills. Specific objectives of listening and speaking. Students are expected to develop the ability to take organized notes on lectures, talks and listening passages, listen to news bulletins, and to develop the ability to discuss informally a wide-ranging issues like current national and international affairs, sports, business, etc. Respond in interviews and to participate in formal group discussions. Make inquiries meaningfully and adequately and to respond to inquiries for the purpose of traveling within the country and abroad. Listen to business news and to be able to extract relevant important information. To develop public speaking skills. C. Specific objectives of writing. The students will be able to write letters to friends, relatives, etc. To write business and official letters. Open accounts in post offices and banks. To fill in railway, airline reservation forms. Draft notices, advertisements and design posters effectively and appropriately. Write on various issues to institutions seeking relevant information, lodge complaints, express gratitude or render apology. Write applications, fill in application forms, prepare a personal biodata for admission into colleges, universities, entrance tests and jobs. Write informal reports as part of personal letters on functions, programs and activities held in school, morning assembly, annual day, sports day, etc. Write formal reports for school magazines, events, processes, or in local newspapers about events or occasions. Express opinions, facts, arguments in the form of speech or debates, using a variety of accurate sentence structures. Draft papers to be presented in symposia. Take down notes from talks and lectures. Write examination answers according to the requirement of various subjects. Summarize a text. Note: the creative writing section shall assess the prescribed competencies for writing skills, irrespective of any word limit. D. More about reading. Inculcating good reading habits in children has always been a concern for all stakeholders in education. The purpose is to create independent thinking individuals with the ability to not only create their own knowledge but also critically interpret, analyze and evaluate it with objectivity and fairness. This will also help students in learning and acquiring better language skills. Creating learners for the 21st century involves making them independent learners who can learn, unlearn and relearn. If our children are in the habit of reading, they will learn to reinvent themselves and deal with the many challenges that lie ahead of them. Reading is not merely decoding information or pronouncing words correctly. It is an interactive dialogue between the author and the reader in which the reader and the author share their experiences and knowledge with each other. Good readers are critical readers with an ability to arrive at a deeper understanding of not only the world presented in the book but also of the real world around them. Consequently, they become independent thinkers capable of taking their own decisions in life rationally. Hence, a few activities are suggested below which teachers may use as a part of the reading project. Short review, dramatization of the story, commentary on the characters, critical evaluation of the plot, storyline and characters, comparing and contrasting the characters within the story with other characters in stories by the same author or by different authors, extrapolating about the story read or life of characters after the story ends, defending characters' actions in the story, making an audio story out of the novel, text to be read aloud. Interacting with the author, holding a literature fest where students role-play as various characters to interact with each other, role-playing as authors, poets, dramatists, to defend their works and characters, symposiums and seminars for introducing a book, an author, or a theme, creating graphic novels out of novel or short stories they read, dramatizing incidents from a novel or a story, creating their own stories, books of one genre to be read by the whole class. Teachers may select books and e-books suitable to the age and level of the learners. Care ought to be taken to choose books that are appropriate in terms of language, theme and content, and which do not hurt the sensibilities of a child. Teachers may later suggest books from other languages by dealing with the same themes as an extended activity. The project should lead to independent learning, reading skills, and hence the chosen book should not be taught in class, but may be introduced through activities and be left for the students to read at their own pace. Teachers may, however, choose to assess a student's progress or success in reading the book by asking for verbal or written progress reports, looking at their diary entries, engaging in a discussion about the book, giving a short quiz or a worksheet about the book, short story. A befitting mode of assessment may be chosen by the teacher. Methods and techniques. The techniques used for teaching should promote habits of self-learning and reduce dependence on the teacher. In general, we recommend a multi-skill, learner-centered, activity-based approach, of which there can be many variations. The core classroom activity is likely to be that of silent reading of prescribed, selected texts for comprehension, which can lead to other forms of language learning activities such as role-play, dramatization, group discussion, writing, etc., although many such activities could be carried out without the preliminary use of textual material. It is important that students be trained to read independently and intelligently, interacting actively with texts, with the use of reference materials, dictionary, thesaurus, etc., where necessary. Some pre-reading activity will generally be required, and the course books should suggest suitable activities, leaving teachers free to devise other activities when desired. So also, the reading of texts should be followed by post-reading activities. It is important to remember that students should be encouraged to interpret texts in different ways. Group and pair activities can be resorted to, when desired, although many useful language activities can be carried out individually. In general, teachers should encourage students to interact actively with texts and with each other. Oral activity, group discussion, etc., should be encouraged. English Core Code No. 301 Class, She 2023-24 Section A 22 marks reading skills. I reading comprehension through unseen passage, 12 plus 10 equals 22 marks, 1. 1 unseen passage to assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis and inference. Vocabulary assessment will also be assessed via inference. The passage may be factual, descriptive or literary. 2. 1 unseen case-based factual passage with verbal, visual inputs like statistical data, charts, etc. To assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis, inference and evaluation. Note, the combined word limit for both the passages will be 700 to 750 words. Multiple choice questions, objective type questions and short answer type questions to be answered in 40 to 50 words will be asked. Section B18 marks creative writing skills. E. Creative writing skills 3. Notice, up to 50 words. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. 4 marks. Format. 1. Content. 2. Accuracy of spelling and grammar. 1. 4. Formal, informal invitation and reply, up to 50 words. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. 4 marks. Format. 1. Content. 2. Accuracy of spelling and grammar. 1. 5. Letters based on verbal, visual input, to be answered in approximately 120 to 150 words. Letter types include application for a job with biodata or resume. Letters to the editor, giving suggestions or opinion on issues of public interest. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. 5 marks. Format. 1. Organization of ideas. 1. Content. 2. Accuracy of spelling and grammar. 1. 6. Article, report writing, descriptive and analytical in nature, based on verbal inputs, to be answered in 120 to 150 words. 1 out of the 2 given questions to be answered. 5 marks. Format. 1. Organization of ideas. 1. Content. 2. Accuracy of spelling and grammar. 1. Section C40 marks literature textbook and supplementary reading text. This section will have variety of assessment items including multiple choice questions, objective type questions, short answer type questions and long answer type questions to assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis, evaluation and extrapolation beyond the text. 7. 1 poetry extract out of 2, from the book Flamingo, to assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis, inference and appreciation. 6 times 1 equals 6 marks, 8. 1 prose extract out of 2, from the book Vistas, to assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis, evaluation and appreciation. 4 times 1 equals 4 marks, 9. 1 prose extract out of 2 from the book Flamingo, to assess comprehension, interpretation, analysis, inference and evaluation. 6 times 1 equals 6 marks, 10. Short answer type questions, from prose and poetry from the book Flamingo, to be answered in 40 to 50 words each. Questions should elicit inferential responses through critical thinking. 5 questions out of the 6 given are to be answered. 5 times 2 equals 10 marks, 11. Short answer type questions, from prose, Vistas, to be answered in 40 to 50 words each. Questions should elicit inferential responses through critical thinking. Any 2 out of 3 questions to be done. 2 times 2 equals 4 marks, 12. 1 long answer type question, from prose, poetry, Flamingo, to be answered in 120 to 150 words. Questions can be based on incident, theme, passage, extract, event as reference points to assess extrapolation beyond and across the text. The question will elicit analytical and evaluative response from the student. Any 1 out of 2 questions to be done. 1 times 5 equals 5 marks, 13. 1 long answer type question, based on the chapters from the book Vistas, to be answered in 120 to 150 words, to assess global comprehension and extrapolation beyond the text. Questions to provide analytical and evaluative responses using incidents, events, themes, as reference points. Any 1 out of 2 questions to be done. Prescribed Books 1. Flamingo, English reader published by National Council of Education Research and Training, New Delhi. Prose: The Last Lesson, Lost Spring, Deep Water, The Rat Trap, Indigo, Poets and Pancakes, The Interview, Going Places, Poetry, My Mother at 66, Keeping Quiet, A Thing of Beauty, A Roadside Stand, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers 2. Vistas, supplementary reader published by National Council of Education Research and Training, New Delhi. The Third Level, The Tiger King, Journey to the End of the Earth, The Enemy on the Face of It, Memories of Childhood, Hollow Circle, The Cutting of My Long Hair, Hollow Circle, We Too Are Human Beings, Internal Assessment of Listening Skills, 05 marks. Assessment of Speaking Skills, 05 marks. Project Work, 10 marks. Question Paper Design Code, No. 301-2023-24 English Core She Section Competencies Total Marks Reading Skills Conceptual Understanding, Decoding, Analyzing, Inferring, Interpreting, Appreciating, Literary, Conventions and Vocabulary, Summarizing and Using Appropriate Format S. 22 Creative Writing Skills Conceptual Understanding, Application of Rules, Analysis, Reasoning, Appropriacy of Style and Tone, Using Appropriate Format and Fluency, Inference, Analysis, Evaluation and Creativity. 18 Literature Textbook and Supplementary Reading Text Recalling, Reasoning, Critical Thinking, Appreciating Literary Convention, Inference, Analysis, Creativity with Fluency. 40 Total 80 Internal Assessment of Listening and Speaking Skills Listening Speaking 10 5 plus 5 Project Work 10 Grand Total 100